In the small town of Walden, nestled between rolling hills and sunlit fields, lived a man named Thomas. Known for his kindness and work ethic, he owned a small bookstore on Main Street, a place where the familiar scent of old paper greeted every visitor and the walls whispered the stories of the world. But even in this haven of stories and solace, Thomas found himself ensnared in a web of despair. It was a particularly difficult season of his life. His wife, Sarah, had recently passed away after a long battle with illness. The solitude weighed heavily on him, his days stretching into lonely evenings, punctuated only by grief and memories he couldn't easily shelve like the books that surrounded him. Thomas found himself immersed in a deep, overwhelming sadness that seemed impossible to overcome. Life felt void of purpose, each day only reminding him of what he had lost. As the days turned to weeks, he struggled to find a reason to continue with the routine of the bookstore, which had once been his pride and joy. However, change can come in the most unexpected ways. One rainy afternoon, as Thomas sat despondently behind the counter, a young man named David entered the bookstore. David wasn't a regular customer, but he carried with him an enthusiasm for life that puzzled Thomas. After wandering through the shelves, David stopped at the counter and struck up a conversation. David was a local youth pastor, and in talking to Thomas, he shared stories of hope and redemption. He told Thomas how, in the darkest moments of his own life, he found comfort and strength in the teachings of Jesus Christ. Intrigued, yet skeptical, Thomas listened. Could faith be the beacon of light in the abyss that his life had become? That evening, after David left, Thomas mulled over their conversation. Perhaps faith could fill the void that had consumed him. The next Sunday, Thomas made a tentative decision. He attended a service at the church where David preached, albeit sitting in the far back, wanting to remain unnoticed yet curious about the solace people found here. The pastor spoke about finding peace and purpose through Jesus, that even the toughest past can lead to meaningful transformation. As he listened, Thomas felt warmth spread through him, a feeling he hadn't experienced since Sarah's passing. It was as if each word spoken was a thread, weaving a new tapestry of hope across the fabric of his troubled soul. Week by week, Thomas returned. Slowly, the block of ice encasing his heart began to thaw. With guidance and encouragement from David and the community, he started volunteering, sharing in the fellowship the church offered. His bookstore became a meeting place for Bible study and discussion, a vibrant hub once more. Thomas began to view his grief not as an insurmountable wall, but as a path towards understanding and growth. His faith offered him not only a support system, but also the strength to carry on. The stories of the Bible became a cornerstone for his healing journey, providing lessons about love, resilience, and hope. He discovered that through Christianity, he could honor Sarah's memory by living a life filled with purpose and compassion for others, much like she had, caring and full of life. It didn't erase the pain of her absence, but transformed it into something beautiful and meaningful. Today, Thomas often reflects on this transformation, how finding Jesus and Christianity was a turning point in his life. He shares his story with others in his bookstore, not as a man defeated by grief, but as a testament to the power of faith and community. In the heart of Walden, among the stories of adventure and love that line his bookstore shelves, Thomas's own journey stands out. A narrative of rediscovery and redemption, written by the hand of faith.